Hey, what's up, party animals?
What's up, guys? It's been a while.
It's been a while since we've recorded. It's been about a good month.
I have moved out. We talked about me moving in the last podcast, and now I've actually finally moved. We're sitting on the floor of my new apartment.
Indian style.
Yeah, straight up. We have our two humble microphones up on top of external powered speakers, and every room, like, it has pretty much at this point been put together except for the kitchen. So that's where we have all the mics, and we have the computers all kind of set up in a fan. And if you can hear a noise in the background, that's the loud sound of my cheap ass fridge that I paid for $100. It was actually probably the cheapest part of moving in the last 2 weeks. This is an expensive process, as you well know. But in the past, I've always rented rooms, so this is my first apartment. This is kind of a big deal.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a really
Can I
nice
get some
place.
applause?
Hey,
there we go.
Welcome to the real life, buddy.
That's it, man. It's absolutely surreal. I've been loving it. It's a lot of fun. Of course, going out and getting the TV and the sound bar and everything like that. These are things I've been waiting for a long time. It's like, man, I cannot wait. So. Now I just need to get a damn kitchen table so we have somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Until now, we'll just be like Hiawatha, Indian style like this. But to tell you guys a little bit of stories about when I first came out here. So the first few days was just getting like the things that I actually owned, like the bed, and after that was about
TV,
it. That's about all I owned was a bed and like a dresser and some clothes, and I had nothing. So I was like, I need to get. So Tommy, thank God you have a brother with a truck. He drove me to get the couch and like the TV and everything like that. And after that, I was like, I don't have any food. I was walking to like this Mexican food place every night called Pepe's, and I ate there for every meal one day, all 3 meals. I'm not kidding. I gained like 10 pounds that day.
Little gordo.
So finally, I was just gaining weight. So I was like, I need to get a fridge in here as soon as possible. The first thing I got was like, I got the Wi-Fi guy to come down here. So it's like, because I was just running out of my data plan. And then I was like, I need some damn food.
The first thing you get Wi-Fi.
I was like, I need Wi-Fi. So I had to get like...
Wi-Fi, then food. Priorities.
Wi-Fi, it's order of importance. There's a hierarchy. So it's like, I can actually order food if I have Wi-Fi. But I was just eating through my data plan.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm like ordering pizzas and going to Pepe's. Finally, I'm like, okay, I took 2 weeks off work, and I'm saying, okay, so I'm gonna go to Ralph's, but I need to get a fridge, dude, to put my food in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
got like a burner here. I can make canned foods, but when I go shopping, I want to get like some steaks or whatever, some bacon.
Yeah.
So I'm going on Craigslist. And everyone always talks shit about Craigslist. Like I've always had good experiences with Craigslist.
I have too.
Like I've gotten a job off Craigslist one time.
Mm-hmm.
I sold my truck on Craigslist because, as you know, the engine exploded. But I was like, I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna look for a fridge. And I've always had luck with Craigslist. Never had bad luck with Craigslist. And I find this like Kenmore white fridge.
That's where you met your husband.
Yeah. So I'm looking online. I'm like, dude, I gotta find a freaking fridge. I find this Kenmore for $100, and I really like it. It looks clean and everything like that. And there's this. It says like hit up Miguel at the bottom, right? So, and it has like the number on there, just like posted and everything. So I text this phone number. I'm like, hey, do you still got that fridge available? Post was 26 days ago.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, hey, this is a 26-old day post. He's like, yeah, I don't have that fridge anymore, but I have one exactly like it. It's like a Frigidaire or something like that. So he starts sending me pictures, like 10 photos of this fridge.
Got to get those angles.
Yeah, and he's like, I was like, is it the same price, which is like $100? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, so... it says that he charged for delivery on the thing. He goes, yeah, it's $30 for delivery. And I said, okay, well, it's going to be upstairs, in an upstairs apartment. Is that a problem? And he's like, no problem. It's a flat rate of $30. And I said, well, I just have $100. So I'll give you $100. And he's like, cool. And I was like,
nice.
There's no problems though, right? There's no problems with this fridge. He's like, yeah, you get it. There's no problems with the fridge, and you'll get a...
You probably kicked it like 5 times with your cheap ass before you brought it over.
Dude, there's so much about this fridge, I gotta tell you. It's ridiculous, but he's like, yeah, I'll bring it over tonight after 7 o'clock, and you'll get a 45-day warranty on the parts and everything. So
that's not bad.
At this point, I'm thinking $100, dude. It's like, let's take the chance here,
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's gonna be a few hundred. And I was like, if I can save money on any corner right now by saving
means,
money any
yeah.
way I can. It's gonna go to something useful. So the guy shows up at the exact same time that Time Warner Cable is installing my cable. So now I got these two dudes that are just like working on stuff at my house, and that he's like finishing.
And by the way, this is before you had your big screen. This is when you had
This
the
is
little
before I
baby
even had a
TV.
TV. Yeah, before that's another story. Because they installed the Wi-Fi and the cable TV at the same time, but I
Yeah.
still only had like a 27-inch TV until I would go get a big screen. But I was like, look, you're gonna get it all at once. So
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, just hook up your big screen tomorrow or whatever. But so the fridge guy comes, and I go outside. I say, hey, what's up? And he's got his work truck, and it's like, it says like Miguel's Appliances and everything like that. And I just quickly like snap a photo of his license plate just in case this guy tries to pull a quick one. And as soon as I do
Smart.
that, he's like, hey, so since the refrigerator was on its side in the back of my truck, like, you can't plug it in for 24 hours. I'm like, you jackass, dude. I know you're lying to me right now. This thing's not gonna work.
I thought you had to keep a fridge plugged in, like always, even if it's just in the garage.
Well, I'm not a fridge expert, dude.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
all I know is that he was telling me that the liquid's inside, like if it's pushed on its side, that you are not supposed to plug it in right away. You got to wait till it settles again.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And he goes, you did, but he's looking at me like, dude, I'm a complete moron. Like he's like, pinche hueritos. And he goes,
Stupid ass.
He goes, hey, if you don't believe me, fool, you Google it, fool. You Google it, fool. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna Google it right in front of you. It's like bring it up to the house. I was like, if this thing's a sham, it was $100.
Yeah, you're.
I ain't gonna swipe. Like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
So the things is in the house, and I'm waiting for the next day to go shopping, go get some food, and so I have to go to Pepe's again that night, and then I come back. I have Wi-Fi at least at this point. And next morning comes, and little after I plug it in, and this thing fires right up, so it's like, and it's working fine, and so I just put the settings on like super cold, and sure enough, it ended up all working out. It was fine. But what I noticed about it was like every night, dude, like around 2 or 3, like the first 2 nights was, that shit would wake me up, like, cause
You bought a haunted fridge.
Yeah, man, this thing's like, it does, like, it random times, like, even whatever fridge you have, at certain times,
wake your ass.
Yeah, every few hours, you know how fridges go into that mode? Well, mine does that. At 3 a.m, it knows exactly when to wake my ass up. And I would wake up the first few nights until I got used to the sound. And now I'm just like, I can be at the house watching a movie or whatever, and I'm used to the sound and the hum that it makes. But you came over tonight and you're like, dude, what's that noise? You're like, what's that? You got all scared too. You're like, what's that like low hum whistling noise? I'm like, dude, that's my fridge, bro.
I was like, am I hearing the neighbors play video games or something?
Yeah. I was like, that's the cheapest thing in my house right now, man. Like, that's $100. So at this point,
his fridge has been in the kitchen just beatboxing like.
Yeah,
dude, when I got my apartment 6 years ago, I got a piece of shit fridge from one of my friends for $50. He wheeled it in, installed it, and it's still rocking, dude. $50. I mean, fridges, you don't really need to go and buy some extravagant fridge unless you have, like a pimpin' house and you want that stainless steel, all that, it's just unnecessary for, a first time apartment.
Yeah, you know what I don't have though, like, because you saw the bags of ice in there. I don't even. It obviously doesn't have a built-in ice maker.
I don't use my ice maker either. I buy bags of ice myself as well.
There's no built-in ice maker, and so I'm gonna have to get one of those ice crates and just start freezing water. But I was lazy. The first few weeks, it's like.
But then you're just freezing tap water if you want to do that.
That's exactly what it is, or a Brita at best. I did buy a Brita, but
it's a pain in the ass. You might as well just buy a freaking thing of ice and call it a day.
Yeah. The first few weeks, everyone's like, "Oh, you should go here, you should go there." So it's like. But you just kind of want to cut to the chase when you first move out. It's like, look, I'll start figuring out where all the deals are, but I just need ice now. You know? Like, I need all these things right now, and then I'll figure out where all the deals are.
Yeah.
So I buy like 3 bags of ice, and that shit's like lasted me this whole time. I've only actually gone shopping for food one time, and I've eaten everything from like chorizo and eggs. I cooked that like the first week,
really?
And that shit was popping like all over. Like at one point, dude, like a bunch of it popped onto the carpet because the stove here is like right next to the carpet.
Yeah.
And this shit's white carpet. You spilled a beer on it tonight. Joseph spilled a beer on it the first night he came over. So
Thank God it's Mexican
I'm pretty
piss
sure at this
beer,
point,
so
yeah,
you can't see it.
yeah, the deposit's just gone at this point, you know. So it hasn't stained yet. But I'm gonna tell you like a funny story, dude. Was you were with me when we bought the TV, so
He's eating his pizza.
I'm hungry. Hold on.
Fat ass. Are you eating it with ketchup?
Sriracha,
Pizza and sriracha?
bro. It's good. You haven't lived.
Your
Eat some
booty
of those
hole's gonna
too.
be
Eat some of those.
stinging later, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, we all have our New Year's resolutions, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to put on some pounds here.
My New Year's resolution is not to have a New Year's resolution.
That sounds like your first email name. What was it? Not a stupid name.
Yeah.
Which was so stupid.
At AOL.
I remember
right.
my first.
I remember yours. Sweatheads.
No, that wasn't the first one.
Oh, it wasn't?
We both had AOL.
What was your original email?
My first one was, I had just seen the movie Jaws.
Uh-huh.
This was like in the mid '90s,
Yeah.
and I was all about Jaws. It's like Jaws, dude. Jaws. Still a fan of the movie. One of the best movies of all time.
Right.
But my screen name at that time was Killer Jaws 2000.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
You remember that now?
Yeah, I do. Do you remember AOL? Like when we first got it? I remember like it was yesterday. I remember my dad bought a bunch of Dells, and they all came in a bunch of boxes that looked like cows, I think. And
That was a gateway.
it was a gateway. That's right. Good. That's good memory. I think that was his first one. I believe. Was it a gateway? His first one. I remember he got all those boxes.
gateway with the cow.
Yeah, just like a printer.
If you got a virus, he paid like hundreds of dollars to buy Gateway Go Back, which was like basically like a time machine for your computer, so it can restore itself to an earlier point, which is standard now. But back in the day, it was like, dude, Gateway Go Back. And I remember one time I came out of the.
I don't remember that.
I remember one time right after he got the computer all hooked up and everything, and he was playing 3D Space Cadet pinball. It's like pew choo choo, and this pinball's flying everywhere. I'm like, my mouth dropped, dude. I was like, look at these graphics. This is insane. You could play pinball on your computer, and then shortly after it was like Napster, and we're like downloading songs for free.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Those were the days, man.
That was
Download like 30 songs at a time. Just.
That was back when you'd go to Ralph's, and on the checkout, dude, they'd be handing you a CD that said 1,000 free hours of AOL, you know?
Yeah.
And then you'd use that shit as a coaster. And then it wasn't until a few years later that the DSL kind of took over. But for a long time, it was dial-up.
Well, remember we had our he had like the hookup for the computer was in like the other room. So we had that cord that freaking went like 2 rooms away to plug into the wall.
Yeah, we had one landline. You know, it was one landline, which was... Yeah, and
for like 30 minutes.
I'm done eating the pizza. But man, that sriracha is freaking hot. But anyway,
Drink
so
your
yeah, back in the day when it was dial-up, it was running off a landline, which is just a phone line. And so not only did this giant cord shoot all the way into our kitchen, but when you were on the internet, there was no phone.
Right.
It was unplugged.
And there wasn't cell phones back then, so they weren't calling you on your cell phone.
There was no cell phones. But I do remember also when Dad, got the first cell phone out of all of us. It was our neighbors, Joe LaFalla, who just was always on top of technology. Like the first time the Bluetooth came out, like that thing was just glued to his ear. And his son John is to this day one of our good friends,
absolutely.
Johnny LaFalla. And Ryan, his younger brother Ryan, he's like the prize winner of the family.
He's the prodigal. He's the prodigal son.
Yeah, so those were the days of the prehistoric internet.
Man,
it's not like it is now, where you get Wi-Fi like I have, and
to your phone. I mean,
Yeah, and those were the good days too, man. Because I think I actually appreciated. This was before YouTube, but I appreciated like
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. But every song that you downloaded, because it would take hours to finish, and then at the end it would go files done. It would take hours to download a song, and you'd be downloading like 5 at once. You'd be like, dude, I got a paper cut from Linkin Park. I got the the theme song to like Little House on the Prairie. I don't care, whatever.
I remember we got that one. Hey ya,
Hey, yeah.
what was that?
That was a little later down the line.
Yeah.
I don't remember what song that was.
Outcast.
It was a lot of like people were interested in like I think this was the time that it was like novelty themes or music that was like I could download the Jeopardy theme. This is cool. This is
Oh
funny.
yeah. Well, we were younger too, so everything was like, what do we
Yeah,
download?
we didn't have any like
Yeah.
I want to download. It's like, what do you want to download? You can download anything.
Oh,
I
the
want to
Star
download
Wars theme. Yeah.
the Wheel of Fortune theme, of course.
Yeah, because you're gonna listen to that every day.
Yeah, and at the same time, and it wasn't just in music. It was novelty tees. People were wearing like if stores would sell like it was cool to wear like a shirt that said something like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Or like have some kind
brand
of logo.
names and stuff.
Yeah, it was all about having a huge logo on your chest.
And then after that, it was LimeWire. Remember that?
Yeah, LimeWire and then FrostWire, which I still have. I still actually have FrostWire. They never. I don't know if they just never shut them down or what. But
I never got on FrostWire.
I remember
LimeWire. I was.
They shut those fools down, dude.
Yeah.
But, I think that the Napster dude ended up like helping out the guy from Facebook or something like that. And the only reason I know that is because I watched that movie, the social
media,
network.
or social network, yeah.
Social network or social experiment or whatever, which I thought was awesome. And the dude that played the network guy or the Napster guy was what was that guy from NSYNC? What's his name? JT?
Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, yeah.
That was a good movie.
I should know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's your favorite band.
I watched a movie actually last night that I really actually liked. It was called. Have you ever seen Lucky Number 11?
Yeah.
That movie's awesome, right?
It is a good movie.
It's on Netflix right now. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I would highly recommend it. I thought it was super cool. It's with the guy Josh Hartnett, who I only ever knew from, believe it or not, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor.
You know, he's got that soft little baby face, and then at the end you find out. Well, I don't want to spoil alert, but
Yeah. 10 years later.
the movie rocked. Like I thought it was
Yeah, it was a
awesome.
good movie.
It had Bruce Willis, you know, and he plays like the same guy in every movie. This was the
Fool
first.
comes in, I'm gonna take your bitch.
Yeah, this was the first movie. Yeah, it has Morgan Freeman, or is that his name?
Morgan Freeman. I don't know.
What's that black guy's name? Morgan.
On which movie?
That's his name, right? The black guy with the deep voice, who's in every movie.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan. I don't know. I blanked on that. So Morgan Freeman's in it, and
When did Morgan Freeman ever look young?
never.
He
It's
looks,
like
he looks old in all of his movies.
That's like asking when's the last time Steve Martin had colored hair. Never,
True.
dude. He just always had white hair. You know.
I like Morgan Freeman just the way he talks, just because he spaces out everything. He's just like,
Yeah,
here
there's certain people in life like that were just blessed with epic voices.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones, the guy from
Star Wars. Just that deep,
Darth Vader, yeah.
that deep voice. Because
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear like, hey guys.
The guy who played the pigeon in Aladdin. I don't know. Aladdin. You know, that guy's freaking awesome. And that's about it, man. There's like three people. Oh yeah, Fran Drescher, the guy, that chick who's like, she was in Spinal Tap, and she's got like she was in The Nanny. She's got a really high nanky voice, like damn.
Oh,
Fran Drescher.
okay.
I think that's her name, dude. But she was a comedian too.
Francis.
What are you looking up?
I was looking at the cast of Lucky Number 11.
Yeah, Josh
Yes.
Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett, Bruce
Willis.
Willis, Lucy Liu, Morgan Freeman. Yeah, it's got a bunch of people in there. That's
It's chips now, folks. I'm hungry.
fat ass. That was a good movie, dude.
You don't have any New Year's resolutions, you fat pig.
I mean,
Obviously, I'm just getting fat. And the thing is, yeah, I have a wedding tomorrow, dude. You know, but it's one of those ones where I'm like so stoked, like, cause the last 2 years, guys,
there's been a lot of weddings.
I've been in way too many weddings, and this one tomorrow is with it's Ayla's wedding, and
Everyone's. Oh, go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So bless her heart, Ayla's one of my good friends growing up. She's like a super artistic chick. She found a guy. He looks like a dude out of like Duck Dynasty, you know, with like a big beard and everything. He's super cool dude, super chill, humble and everything. And last time I saw them, they were talking about how they were gonna move to Canada if Trump won his presidency. But then they had already announced their wedding date and everything like that. So I'm gonna ask them tomorrow if they still plan on moving.
Yeah.
All I know, but so you know, it's been it's been a trip though, because all these people are finally getting married, having kids like that, and
I'm finally getting married.
everything's happening, man. It's like so fast. I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to get an apartment.
You're like, I'm just trying to freaking stock my pantry with chips and shit. Everyone is just like, I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna lose some weight and find myself a soulmate. I'm just like, shut your bitch ass up. You're not gonna do any of that.
There's a lot of that because we're getting older, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're like I'm approaching 30.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable even to me.
2 years away.
Yeah, 2 years. So I'll be 29 in May. What's your take on my place, by the way?
I love it, dude. It's a nice place in Downey. It's a good location, right? Next to the freeway, which is nice for us to commute.
How was the drive out here for you? Because every episode we recorded to date has been at Tommy's kitchen, and we're in my kitchen, but we're sitting on the floor.
Not the kitchen, our living room, but yeah. But no, commute wasn't bad. I kind of left during like rush hour areas, 30 minutes or so. Not bad.
Welcome to my world, dude. I work in Santa Monica. That's candy corn, man. 30
I work
minutes.
in Irvine, and from my area, it's still 20, 30. But yeah.
See, that I'm recording for that purpose is because I'll listen to other people's podcasts, and now we're finally giving back. Today, I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Great podcast.
Awesome, because they're like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And
so we're gonna do 4.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not to name names, but Tommy and we were talking to somebody else, and they said, "What are you doing? Why don't you just do a half-hour podcast? Why don't you do a 1 hour podcast, or why don't you do half hour instead of the 1 hour or the 2 hour?"
Mm-hmm.
And you for our listeners, and you and I both know that no, it's like people that watch like Netflix, for example, they're watching a movie on demand. So you're gonna go watch a movie when you're ready to go listen to it or watch it,
right?
When you want to, just like a radio show. You might find on iTunes, you're gonna play it when you're ready to listen,
right? And
you're not gonna just want 15 minutes. You're ready to listen to. You're on a drive. Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're driving to work.
Yeah, it's on demand, and you can pause it whenever you want. It's not like you're gonna miss anything. You could pause it for a month and then listen to the other part later. So you might as well just, as the producer of a podcast, you might as well just record as much material as you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
they can stop it and start it. We're not in the days of tape anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the days of digital content where we can bring as much to you guys as we possibly can. It's just Tommy and I, for our show, getting together. And so the last few weeks, this is the absolute busiest time of the year, but it's important to us. Our fan base will be, there's like all 5 of you right now. So, but
my mom, my dad.
Yeah, mom, dad. Yeah, Johnny, Josh.
Yeah.
We're thinking about by podcast maybe 8 or 9. Finally, like maybe having a guest on the show or something like that. We started thinking about that kind of stuff.
We got a lot of funny friends.
There's just too much stuff going on to where we don't want to share our mics yet. Plus, we're still like figuring out like how all this stuff works. There's a lot of digital content because I've done a lot of film stuff, but I never did any of this. A lot of the audio podcasts. I'm not like an audio dude, Mm-hmm. So even just tonight when I was getting the computer set up. It took me like a good 10-15 minutes when you were running through your stand-up jokes. Mm-hmm. By the way, tell them about your recent shows.
Yeah, man. I've done 4 stand-up shows so far, and they're just open mics. I'm just really kind of working on my material, seeing what's funny, seeing really what works, and then just rewriting it, just making it sound good. Really hitting those punchlines, and so yeah. Each time has been completely different because I've had a different story that I've told each time. I mean, I have so much material. I mean, you see my booklet of stuff. I have a lot of like funny stuff.
Have you fucking bombed it or not?
I mean, my first time it was kind of like it was nerve-wracking, but I haven't like.
I wasn't there, dude. He didn't invite us out.
I didn't invite anybody.
I don't blame him because I did stand up too. I did stand up in Fullerton.
Yeah. Like
2 or 3 times. Didn't invite anybody. I didn't invite a soul, not for my family especially. Yeah. The last thing you want is them standing in the back like, hey, come on, funny guy or whatever. So I get it.
Hey, make us laugh.
I get it, dude. But, you're trying to test out the waters and everything. But
yeah, so I'm just working on open mics and just really just trying to get all the material out there, just different crowds, respond differently to different shit. So, if it's a bar crowd, I'm trying to tailor to them. If it's a super conservative, like bunch of white people, I gotta, kind of twist my shit up around. But it's going good so far. I like it. I'm addicted to it.
What do you think about so like when you do your stand up, you know, because I actually haven't asked you this. Are you still like focused on your own content, or have you actually gotten to the point where you feel relaxed enough to go into it without anything planned and then start picking people out of the crowd working yet?
No, I'm really I don't know. I'm kind of anal about it. I really so each time I've definitely learned my lesson. So each time I've gone up, what I've been trying to do is just memorize my whole set. And my set's 3 or 4 freaking minutes, for an open mic. But I was trying to memorize every single word, and that's where I was fucking up. It's just like, oh shit, I forgot to say that. So now pretty much what I'm doing is I'll have a cue card so I don't get lost, and I'll have a few points of what I'm talking about. So I'm able to just start talking about a story and just kind of go off on my own way and just kind of read the audience from there. But so that's what I'm working on. Not memorizing everything, just kind of going with a general story and just kind of firing off from there.
That's interesting because even like we learned that even like on our first podcast, for example, we tried to write out what we were gonna say rather than just like we're at this point we talk about like we're playing Call of Duty, and we hadn't even played a video game together, which by the way was awesome.
Yeah, we
were playing Call of Duty, Ghosts or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I bought like 2 years ago on Black Friday. I haven't opened it because I was in school for years, and I was like, I don't have time for this shit. But finally, at this point in life, I'm like, Tommy, let's before we start podcasting, let's play a game. Let's talk about maybe or just get some ideas out while we're playing. It was a blast. It actually took me back in time to like when we used to play GoldenEye.
Yeah,
which was a blast, but except this time we're on teams and everything like that, and those fools online are way too good for us. They were just like killing us. Like we're just like old guys. We're getting killed by 14-year-old kids with headsets on.
You're horrible.
But it was still fun nonetheless. And
we're still wearing our camouflage,
Yeah, camouflage shorts. Which, by the way, I don't know how to react to this, but one of my buddies bought me camouflage shorts for my birthday. Like, what do you say to that, dude?
Like, dude, I can't find those shorts.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I put them in my drawer, and they're just so camouflaged. Does this come with the
matchbook, or yeah? Dude, I was like, come on, man.
That's so gay.
1995. I know. Well, it's almost as gay. Like you commented on that necklace I was wearing. Somebody gave me that for Christmas. He
was wearing a stupid gay. When I say gay, I mean like lame. I'm not trying to offend anybody.
It was a shark tooth.
Like a baby shark tooth.
Yeah, it was a baby shark tooth. Actually, it was a replica of Megalodon shark, which is the biggest shark in the world, and they put a replica tooth and they shrunk it down and they put it on a necklace. So it's
not a replica.
It was a replica. It was a replica.
Oh, okay.
A miniature
but a
replica.
Real replica would have been. Yeah.
I get where you're going. But anyway, yeah. So somebody gave me it as a gift. It was a shark tooth necklace. Which apparently is homosexual. But
well, you work in Santa Monica, so
yeah, it was cool. Yeah, but I thought it was kind of cool, So I wore it for a few days. But even before the podcast, I was like, the last thing I want to do is remind you of how gay my necklace is not. So I'm gonna take that shit off before we start podcasting. But yeah, man. What was the best thing you think that you got for Christmas?
I mean, shit, man. Obviously, rollerblades. That was probably my best gift.
Oh, dude.
I got some really.
Hell yeah.
My wife got me one of those. Have you seen those rollers that you roll out like your back or your muscles? Yeah. So I got one of those.
There, bro, when you opened it.
That's right. I really needed one of those, so I got one of those. I'm been rolling out on my my back, my legs. After the gym, it feels freaking amazing. I love that shit. But the most thoughtful thing I think that I got for Christmas was for my dad, actually. It was a really cool book on comedy, on just how to write comedy, how to structure it, and all that good jazz. So that was probably my favorite gift out of everything, for sure. So what was your favorite gift for Christmas, dude?
Well, unlike previous Christmases, where you asked for rollerblades or a video game or shit like that, I had to ask for a bunch of stuff for the house because I moved out a few days before Christmas. So I ended up getting a bunch of stuff that I would have hated as a kid.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm just seeing dollar signs and savings. So I get like coffee pots pans, pots, movies from Michelle. Like she gets us every year.
Yeah.
Which this year was like Step Brothers.
This is so random
Yeah,
stuff.
she'll get you a 5-year-old movie. And
That's so funny.
no, but it was a bunch of stuff really for the house. And
Which we need, you know? What you needed.
Yeah,
you know, you
what
just got a new place.
I got a blanket. I got some like new sheets. I got just tons of gift cards, man. I got like the Starbucks gift card and the.
We always get gift cards, a shitload. Dude.
I like them, dude. I actually like gift cards. You know, especially if it's to a place where I could go buy things that I need, like from Target or from. You know, actually, believe it or not, Starbucks. I'm gonna spend that shit anyway. You know,
True.
I'm gonna buy coffee anyway. So, for a few days, that's how I just got breakfast. You know, I'd go to breakfast, go get some Starbucks like breakfast sandwich, and go get like an iced coffee or whatever. Yeah. And that's shit's how I kick off my day almost every day, dude. I go to Starbucks and get an iced coffee, regardless. You know, back in the day, it was like, oh yeah, you go get a frappuccino with like a pound of caramel in it or whatever. Yeah. But then after that, it became like, oh, you're gonna get a caramel macchiato, which is a little more bitter and not as sweet. And then at this point, it's just like, nah, just give me like ice and coffee, and then call it a day. If at the most, I'll throw down on some like half and half and like a packet of sugar or whatever. But
I like cold brewed coffee.
Yeah, always. It's got to be cold. Like it doesn't matter rain or shine. I'll drink the cold coffee. Yeah. I don't ever order hot coffee. It could be like hailing outside, and I'll order an iced coffee. You know what I mean?
The only time I like hot coffee is early mornings. If I'm I'm in sales, so I mean I like that good morning coffee with like a banana or like a protein bar or something. So that to me is
what was that shit I drank at your house? You had that cold brew?
Yeah, there was a cold brew. I think it's called stock coffee or something like that.
That stuff's good. I looked for that.
It's really good, dude.
I looked for that when I went shopping over at Ralph's.
It's next to like all the milk and all that shit. They'll have like coffee, and they'll have like a Starbucks one, and then that one's usually like right there.
Yeah, the most risque thing I bought when I went to Ralph's was the chorizo, you know, because everything you buy, and it just made me think, dude. Like when I went shopping, like we grew up with all these brands, and there wasn't really much of a choice when it came to a lot of these things like sugar. You never think about that, but. You know, am I going to buy a bunch of food, or am I ever going to actually need this big bag of sugar for anything? Do I ever actually plan on cooking? Or is this just something, a comfort to me because I grew up having a bag of C and H sugar? Mm-hmm. Sure enough, I go and I see that like red and white bag, C and H sugar. Then I go and I'm looking at some ketchup, and it's like, okay, do I always buy Heinz ketchup, or should I get something else? It's like, no, is that actually the best ketchup there is? Mm-hmm. You know, so I buy Heinz ketchup and Heinz mustard and all those things. So, and then you go and I buy some... I bought some bacon and some sausage. What brand was it?
Probably Kroger or something.
No, it's Farmer John. And I was like, what other brands are there? You know,
you're sticking to the shit that you know that we grew up on.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, there's always house brands. There's always going to be like Ralph's, Kroger, or like, you know, like if I was going to go get cereal, like I got like, that's the one thing like I can skip town on. You know, like I don't care if it's malto meal. You know, like I can get if it says like super raisin and wheat, you know, and you know it's gonna taste like
same thing as Raisin Bran,
it's nothing, and the bag's gonna be like it's gonna be not in a box but in like some like bag, you know, so
twice
like,
as big. Quaker, sometimes you get more for your buck though.
Yeah, you totally could get more for your buck. So I bought like some like half-assed Raisin Bran, you know, and
it's like Raisin Bran.
Yeah, chicks. I got some chicks, and I haven't even eaten any of that yet. But I'm trying to eat through the food, you know, and figure out what expires first or whatever. Yeah. Because I bought so much food, like when I first moved out, and the milk's like ready to expire, dude. So I'm like, I got to like the 9th, man, to down all the milk and like.
I'll wait till it's lumpy.
Yeah, dude, I'll wait, man. I'll give it that week, you know, like leeway, but. Yeah, but the funny thing is too, like even though it's like once you move out, you're still on a budget and everything. Like, dude, my ass went to like In-N-Out today. I went to like last night. I went to that Ohana barbecue. That you know, like when you were helping me move, we went to like that barbecue place or that Hawaiian barbecue.
Hawaiian barbecue, like an L&L type.
Place, that's like my new weakness, bro. Because every time I go over there, I go over there and
so bad for you.
Well, yeah, it's not bad for you. It's like I feel like it's better than like McDonald's, or something like that.
It's comfort
or
food.
Like Taco Bell.
It puts you into a food coma, dude.
That's what I want, dude. Like when I'm over here, like I feel like comfort food, throw on a movie, and call it a day, bro.
Absolutely.
Like you know,
straight to the point.
Yeah, have some company over and call it a day.
Yeah.
But the reason that I got that Ohana barbecue the other day was because I was in the area. I went back to Best Buy. What was I taking back to Best Buy? I was actually returning something this time. And amongst all my purchases, I purchased one thing that I ended up taking back to Best Buy, and it was a wall mount. Now, I was planning on having my television mounted to the wall, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm doing all my homework. I buy
Call
this,
up the TV guy, bro.
Yeah, I get the stud finder. I have to buy a D battery because I didn't have any D batteries. I had like the double A's and the triple A's, and that's it.
Yeah.
And those shits are expensive, bro. But I bought some of those D batteries, dude. And
What did you need D batteries for?
D batteries for the freaking stud finder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to get some D batteries and get a stud finder from Target, and then I can hang up my I could put up the wall mount and then attach that to the TV. And how's all that gonna work out? Okay, cool. So I get the freaking wall mount. I buy that. It's like $80.
Jeez.
And then I bring it home. I got the stud finder so I could find the studs in the wall because you don't want to just hang it on drywall.
Yeah. Rip it out of the wall.
So I get the freaking mount attached.
You didn't need a stud finder. I've been here this whole time, bro.
Yeah. I get that thing attached to the actual TV. And now at this point, I'll have to find where I'm going to drill the holes for the actual stud finder.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I'm a little embarrassed, bro. But and you haven't noticed any holes in my wall, have you?
You couldn't find any.
There's definitely some holes in my walls, and what they're filled with, I'll tell you right now because you haven't noticed it. But
I see one.
Yeah, that's one. But there's Dove soap in the hole to like cover it up.
No.
I swear to God. I swear to God. But here's what happened.
Clean in here.
So those stud finders, they actually detect AC power lines too. So I put the stud finder on, dude, and it's just like bleeping like AC power line, AC power line, AC power line, and it's not finding any studs. I'm like, what is this thing like reverse? You know, it's like it won't find any studs in the walls, and I just know that's not true. There's got to be something in the wall. You know, it's not just two pieces of drywall right next to each other. You know, I haven't the sound. It's been pretty soundproof. I have a corner apartment, so I'm not really getting any sound from anyone around. But you know, once in a while, it has to be somebody next door because I'm top floor, so you're not gonna get like the people at your place where you can hear their fat asses walking around like Jurassic Park. It's gonna be one person on that wall. That's it. That's all I'm gonna hear. And I'm guessing that this is like that, you know. So I actually just get fed up with it. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm just gonna hang this shit up. Like it's not finding a stud, so it all must be a stud. And I don't even care if it says AC or whatever. So I just start drilling a hole, and it goes right through it like that. You know?
It's like fucking paper.
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay. And I'm like freaking out now because the screws for that to hang a TV were huge.
Yeah.
So I put a fat hole in the wall. So I like using the stud finder, and I'm not like I tested it on the perimeter of the door and everything, so it can find a stud. It's not like it's a machine, you know. That's what it's made for. And you could do like up to from half an inch to an inch and a half.
You should just rip out the whole wall and just see where they're exactly at.
Bro, I spent an hour trying to find like studs, and all I could find was power lines. I put another hole in the wall, which I'm not proud of, but I did. So I come to the conclusion that I don't know what's inside these walls, but obviously there's not studs there because when I was putting the screws in, it would go for a half an inch, and then you just hear it go all the way through like real fast, like boom, it would just hit. Like there was nothing solid it was going into. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
How thin are these walls? You know? So
so now you have a peephole from your living room to your
and it's right into the closet. So
you should make a little picture frame.
Magically, it didn't go all the way through. But so what do? I have these holes in the wall. So I start off, and I remember Grandpa Paul telling us when we were kids, "What do you do if you have a hole in the wall?" But this was more for like when you have nails in the wall.
Yeah.
You take a little bit of white toothpaste, and you plug the hole, and it goes away. It'll harden like that. So I get out my pocket knife and I flip out the blade. It's a switchblade my buddy Jack gave me. Press the button, a little thing comes out. I go get a bar of Dove white soap. Bought it on Amazon right before I moved. I got 14 bars for like $5 or whatever.
Perfect.
So I just use the edge of the blade and I just
scraped
glide it. I glide that blade right along the top of that bar of soap, and it just peels a nice like layer like a peel. Like
Yeah.
right
I know
off.
exactly what you mean.
And then I just kind of dab that into the hole, and it's kind of like, and then I use the knife very gently, the very tip of it, right over the hole, and then just kind of like to smooth it over, and it blends right in. There's one right there. You saw it, huh?
Yeah.
So until then, I gotta go get some putty or something like that.
Yeah.
And I talked to the people that, the landlord said you could put holes in the wall, just make sure like before you move out you putty them or whatever.
Yeah.
But
You could hang a picture frame there, dude, and
I'm not
cut
gonna-
out the eyes,
no,
and then you could look it from your bedroom, like.
no, there's really no point. I just had to plug it because when I was watching TV, all I could look at was that hole. And now you would never even notice unless I pointed it out.
I've got holes.
I can't actually see it
I
from
got
where I'm
holes.
sitting. I can't even see it. You can see it?
I think so.
Wait,
Anyway.
all right, hold on one second, people. We're gonna get up. And I'm gonna show Tommy this the hole.
My fingers feel so clean.
Yeah. So that's Dove soap,
That's horrible.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's bachelor life, baby.
It is. Dude, I'm sure you've done some jerry rigging in your apartment as well.
Dude, when we were moving that big ass fridge in, we couldn't go like the normal way into the kitchen because it wouldn't fit. So we kind of had to like go around. There's like two sides of our kitchen to kind of make like a U-turn almost. Anyways, we had to go through the side way, so we had to like twist it all like crazy to like get it into the right spot. And we hit a big ass piece of the wall.
Oh.
Like the corner of the fridge hit the wall. And it's got a nice little gash. That's a good idea, dude. I should put soap in there and clean it up.
Yeah.
But it's still there 6 years
It
later.
was a cheap fix, dude. Like, at first I tried the toothpaste because I brush my teeth with Sensodyne, people. That old man toothpaste. Speaking of Sensodyne, that shit makes your teeth feel good. I don't care who you are. But I have...
What does it do? Like
I have
numb your teeth?
I have sensitive skin, I have sensitive teeth. I have sensitive teeth, fool. All right?
You brush your teeth crazy hard. I remember when we were a kid. Your toothbrush was always
How
like
many cavities did I have growing up, though?
0.
None.
How many did I
and
have?
I love my sweets,
All
bro.
of them.
Bro,
Dude.
you and like all of our siblings, you guys would go to the dentist and have like 7 or 8 cavities at once.
Yeah. They're
Now,
like,
my
sir, all of your teeth have cavities.
Yeah. Yeah, all 7 of them.
Our parents probably hated us. Like, oh, well, that's $3,000.
That's another bill, bro. Now listen, my teeth ain't perfect. I've definitely had the time where
I had braces,
Yeah.
and got some,
the first time I moved out, right? I'm in Long Beach. And I got a couple grand to my name. But as you well know, teeth and health insurance and all that stuff, I was paying out of pocket at the time. I was working part-time. Dude. I moved out working part-time going to school.
Brutal.
And I had a root canal. So this is like, it was like $1,000 in repairs or whatever.
Easily. I've had one too.
Yeah, and it was because I was paying for out-of-pocket insurance. And at 24, you're buying... Dude, I ain't kidding you. My plan... It was not Obamacare. It was through the market, but it was a payment going directly to Kaiser, and they had like the silver and the bronze or whatever. But my plan was called the disaster plan. It sounds like a joke, but dude, it's not a joke. There really is something out there, people, called a disaster plan.
Why? What is
You have to be under 30.
Okay.
And you can only, when you go to you can go to the doctors 2 to 3 times a year or something like that, and it's free. All preventative care is free. If you go beyond 2 to 3 times a year, which I would probably go
Maybe
once,
yeah.
if that. And it was for that one time of the year that you get sick, and I would get like strep throat or something, whatever. You would have to go to the doctor and get your shit checked out and get some antibiotics. But if you're not going to the doctors for anything like that, that's what the disaster plan was for, because they knew that the youngins wouldn't have to, like me, and I'm 28 now, and finally I get a decent gig and I can go get my eyes checked out. So, at my new job, I'm always on the computer, budgeting, finances, payrolls, anything you can fathom that has to do with accounting or finance. So at this point, like, I'm looking at a computer at least 8 hours a day. I do it way too much overtime. But you're looking at the computer at least 8 hours a day. The first, like, I started in late June. The first 4 months, I had no problem with just looking at the computer that long. Somewhere in November, or late November, early December, I started feeling like I was having a problem with my eyes. I'm looking at the computer. I just had to tap out, dude. I just tell, like, I have one person over me at work, my boss, and I would say, hey, I gotta go. Like, I'm done for the day. It was like 10 hours later or whatever. I'd say, I'm done. I cannot look at the computer anymore. I would get to a place where I physically could not look at the computer because my eyes were, like, screwing with me. I'd be driving home. I'm on the 405. It's packed. This is when I was driving back to Bellflower. It would really mess with my eyes.
Yeah.
So finally, I'm at the point where it's like, okay, you have health benefits, because even when I was paying Kaiser, I didn't have vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like basic health care. Working part-time, that's all I could afford. And then now it's like, okay, you're working a gig out in Santa Monica, you got benefits. I got vision. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go to the eye doctor. I went to the eye doctor 2 days ago. And my doctor comes in, my eye doctor, she comes in, she's like taking all these tests on my eyes. She says like this super long thing that I have. She's like, I'm not talking about, no, I'm just kidding. She goes, you have blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, what's that? She's like, basically, no, it's a version of you're farsighted. It's not so rare or whatever, you know, it's just, you see things, far away much better than you do up close. When things are up close, it's going to hurt your eyes a little more. I'm like, well, I'm on a computer all the time. She goes, yeah, that's going to mess with your eyes. You're trying to concentrate on something that your eyes are having a really hard time looking at.
Yeah.
With these glasses, and she went through all these different modes. Like, you remember like those when they would like they would tap down those like different lenses and everything like that?
Yeah.
She did that.
They blow that nasty air in your eye. I hate that shit.
Was, oh my god, that's another thing. Is I had like, not like a fear of the eye doctor, but I actually thought about that. I actually thought about that.
Okay, look, lip. Whoa,
Yeah,
shit.
poof. So I'm thinking on my way there, I'm thinking, all I remember is when I was a kid, they would have you look through like this lens, and they would have you put on like this fake pair of glasses that you look like that evil guy from Indiana Jones, you know? You know, with the big glasses, that Asian guy?
Yeah.
And they would say, look at the air balloon. You'd be looking through the little hole, and there'd be like a little air balloon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they would blow this like fat puff of air into your eyes. So I'm like, you know, technology since the 90s, which was like the last time I went to the eye doctor, has advanced since then.
The 90s since you went to the eye doctor?
It's been a minute, bro.
Damn.
I haven't been to the eye doctor in a long time. So when I go there, I'm thinking, yeah, they've advanced since then. Sure enough, oh yeah, go ahead and sit down. This is before I got diagnosed with like eye glasses and everything. They had me sit there. They and I said, you're not gonna blow a puff of air in my eye, are you? Sure enough, yes, we are. Now, I couldn't believe that this was the case. You know, I thought they were like on lasers at this point, you know, or something like that. Some like bionic technology, you know, 2017 now. And no, they actually still blow a puff of air into your eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as extreme as it used to be. I asked about that. They said, yeah, back in the day when you came, maybe in the 90s, which is honestly when it was. It might have been like 96, 97.
It had to be 2000s, dude.
Yeah, and my eyes were fine then. You know, they said, they actually told me this time, though, that I was farsighted and everything like that. So they sell me on a pair of glasses. Of course, they have all the nice Ray-Bans out there and everything like that. I'm like, I'm looking for what my insurance covers.
Yeah.
I end up getting a pair of glasses, and then they sell me on like this like non-reflective
Little wire frame.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like some serial
spectacles.
killer just like hanging out in some like old man van, you know, just like luring kids over there. Have some candy, I have some sweethearts over here. Whatever. Yeah, but I got some cool glasses. But see, back in the day, you used to be able to get them the same day, and now it's like, no, we got to cut your lenses. We're gonna put this protective shield over it that I ordered. Like, I had them like custom made and everything, and it's like, okay, we're gonna have them in a week, so you can get them in a week. And so today I was even like working. I went into work today, and I took the last 2 weeks off of work, and only to go in today and just say I got to catch up on stuff and work on budgets and stuff. My eyes started bothering me around like hour 9, looking at that computer, knowing that I was gonna, be doing a podcast tonight and looking at the computer again. But I'm finally at that point where it's like, yeah, you need glasses. It's like my first step into becoming an old ass man. Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm like, of course I'm thinking in my head, oh, you're falling apart. It's like, yeah, you're getting a little older. I'm approaching 30. Okay, I'm not too ashamed to have glasses, because even when I was growing up, some of our buddies, like my buddy Johnny Dewar.
Didn't you originally need glasses too when you're like a younger guy?
They suggested that I would wear them when I would read or like play video games.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't recall them ever saying you're farsighted or anything like that. Or
it probably came naturally.
It was
staring at the computer, reading, and
back in the day, you're all about like trying to like, I'm gonna try to fool them. I'm gonna try to read that shit. I was like, E. Okay, next line, XS or whatever like that. Like, I was like, no, I'm just gonna honestly just say whatever it looks like, and not try to squint and figure out what it is.
You're like, that looks like an emoji to me.
I'm here because my eyes hurt, bro. My eyes legitimately hurt. I'm not gonna act like or try to overwork it. If I need glasses, I want them because I need them.
Right.
So sure enough, I messed up those last 2 lines. I got a couple of those letters
She's like,
wrong.
we got this SeaWorld glass for you.
Like, tell me what I need, man, because the last thing that I want to hear right now is that your eyes are good and you don't need glasses. That's what I did not want to hear, which is like, when you're a kid, that's what you don't want to be, the kid with glasses.
Yeah.
Now, give me glasses, man. I don't want to be in pain. I want to be comfortable.
It's like getting clothes for Christmas when you're little. You're like, now you're just like, dude,
I'll be happy. Give me some socks, bro.
I need some socks, man. I got these socks that are sliding down my leg. Do you ever just wear? You know what? Do you ever wear the wrong pair of underwear to the wrong place? Like the other day, I went to Disneyland, and I was just getting ready to go, and I put on the wrong pair of underwear.
You went to Disneyland, dude?
I went with my nephew.
That's expensive.
It was those because we our cousin works there. She walked us in. We got in for free. So I was wearing the wrong pair of underwear, and I don't know if you guys ever wore the wrong pair of underwear. You know those?
You were wearing panties or what?
Yeah, it was a thong, but no, it was those pair of boxers that you just have in your drawer, but you just haven't thrown away for like God knows what reason.
Yeah, I'm wearing them right now.
Yeah, just like super thin. You can see through them. Like, so I wore those to Disneyland, bro. You're walking around, they're sliding down, they're not supporting your shit. Your ass is getting all chafed because your fat thighs, you've just been eating churros like a fat ass like you are right now. They're just rubbing together on your legs. You start getting like a nice diaper rash, like you're in 7th freaking grade again on your face. And, at the end of the day, your butthole hurts just because it's been... Dude, moral of the story, wear the right underwear, people. Or those socks that just slowly creep down. Like, I know we're all up here. All
somewhere
the way to your toes.
Bro, somewhere along the line,
excuse me,
you start not giving a shit on what you pay for socks. Like, if you see a rich fool, like, at this point, I heard in a movie once where it's like, I wonder what a guy like that pays for socks. And it's because you do start paying more for socks. Like, I straight up will pay like $20 to get 3 pairs of Vans socks. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're so comfortable, bro.
Quality over quantity, baby.
When you put on a pair of Vans socks and that shit's like a cloud on your foot and your fat maple bar foot, it changes your life.
Yeah.
You're like, this is so good.
It feels like you're walking on carpet all day.
You're happy to walk.
Yeah.
You're happy to walk around. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to go walk somewhere in my Vans socks.
Do you guys want to go somewhere? Let's go walk.
Before, you're wearing those Hanes white socks or whatever you got on with the line on the very front. Where
the stretched out top of it, dude.
Yeah, you have that line on the front of your socks, that sewing pattern that tells you what the front and top of your sock is.
You got that hole in the corner of it, and your toe starts sticking out while it's in your shoe.
The worst.
These hoes ain't loyal.
When you put on a pair of Vans socks, kiss my ass. Like, that shit's comfortable, bro. There's some good pair of Vans socks.
I like a good pair of like funny socks. Like
funny socks?
Yeah, like I bought a pair of socks the other day that just have they're pink. They have a bunch of sunglasses all over them. Like, that's hilarious to me.
You know how I know you're gay?
Right?
You know how I know you're gay? You wear pink socks.
Dude, real men wear pink, bro.
I don't know about that. All I know is that I got jacked for a pair of socks last week. Literally. This girl from work, we had a Christmas party.
A girl stole your socks?
Stole my socks, bro. No joke.
Some wildebeest of a woman or what? Give me your
All
socks!
right, this is a true story. Okay, so at work we have a Christmas party. It's like you ever watch that show, The Office?
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Okay.
At the office that I work at. So this girl,
Who are you in the office?
I'm the manager.
So you're,
I'm Michael Scott.
Okay.
I actually have a guitar in the office that, like, I do, like, funny stuff. Because it's, like, to me, it's, like, let's have fun with life, you know?
For sure.
So somebody gets the bright idea to first buy me, like, a chocolate bar that's, like, the size of Kansas. It's huge, man. I'm, like, driving home, like, mowing on it, like, every day, trying to get, like, bring this chocolate bar down.
It's like one of those big personal checks they give you. Like
It's the
those
size
huge
of
ones.
like, this computer screen.
Yeah.
That's like half of the bar.
Jesus.
It's like two of those lined up.
Like
It's
a Hershey?
giant chocolate bar.
Oh, wow.
So
No wonder you're getting so fucking fat.
for Christmas, I got a coffee pot, also from somebody at work, a microwave, like that microwave right there. Somebody just gave it to me. But
It looks like it was just
yeah, you
given
could
to
tell. Like it was this.
But
bless
just
her
sweaty
heart.
fingerprints
Her
all
name's
over
Zulma. Some girl named Zulma. She gave me a microwave. Bless her heart. And it works great. We just use it to warm up the pizza. But so I got a pair of Christmas socks. They're like Santa Claus socks. And
You know I know you're gay.
yeah, why?
Go ahead.
Yeah, all my little secret helpers. But so I get this pair of Santa Claus
You ain't
socks.
nothing but a ho.
At this party, towards the end of the night, this girl named Adaya, she comes over. She just takes the socks right out of my
Adaya's
freaking.
her
name's
name?
Adaya.
Oh, Adaya.
Adaya, yeah. She comes over and she takes the socks out of my gift basket and she goes, "You're never gonna see these socks again." She shoves them in her butt, dude. And she goes, "You can't grab them." I'm like, "You're right. I can't grab them legally. I cannot take those socks." I'm just thinking, I'm not gonna grab these socks out of your ass, you know. And then I know she's leaving on like a 3-week trip to Costa Rica, you know, for Christmas.
Perfect.
And so after the Christmas party, I just shoot her a text. I'm like, "Hey, I want my socks back," you know, because I did. I won. That's my gift, man. You can't just jack my socks. And I'm not gonna grab them out of your butt. Like, wash that shit and give it back.
Yeah.
The best
Naughty.
Christmas gifts that I got was just things from the heart from a lot of friends and family that have at this point in life helped me move, helped me make it in life, cook some food. One of my favorite gifts, I gotta say, is actually from our sister Jessica. She got me
A sick gift card. Sick.
She didn't give me a gift card.
Just kidding.
She got me it was like a basket. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
No, it's like a carry bucket.
Okay.
And it had cleaners in it, you know, because one thing I realized, like, after I moved out, because I had bought some soap, but I didn't realize how many different soaps I would need.
Yeah. Because you
So,
just go under the counter and grab it.
Shampoos, wood, dusters, all-purpose cleaners,
Mm-hmm.
toilet bowl cleaner,
Mm-hmm. That's funny because
dishwashing soap.
Mom did the same thing when I moved out. See, when you live at home, I don't know if you guys still live at home or if you guys are, living with your parents or living on your own or whatever. But when you're living on your own the first time, like for me at least, you just start realizing, shit, I don't have this. Shit, I don't have that. When it was just so easy and accessible for you to just go to the, counter or underneath and just grab it,
Yeah.
That was perfect. But dude, I remember going to our parents' house and just being a broke piece of shit and just jacking toilet paper.
Yeah. Well, that was funny because Mom actually, she packed me a bag that was like, "Hey, I know you're moving out, and here's some stuff to help you out." It was 2 rolls of
One ply.
paper towels, 2 rolls of paper
Okay.
towels,
Okay.
and like some TP, and like some like hand sanitizer, which was like, it was so random, but I've used all 3 of them. You know? I've used them all. And
That's
it's like,
cool.
bless you for thinking of these random things, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have, because you're thinking of like a TV and a couch. You're not thinking of I need forks.
Yeah.
I need plates. I need paper towel. I need a rag to clean with.
Mhm.
Like I don't need just shower towels. I need hand towels. I need cleaning towels. I need dish towels. I need all these different kinds of rags and everything like that, and
Yeah.
you don't think of all that.
For
you know?
sure.
And so that has been such a learning experience for me. You know,
Mhm.
like as the first time I've had to pay for everything. I had to like
Right.
get everything.
And it's just not like that you having roommates or anything when people have their own shit. This is
Yeah, you're
your
not
own
sharing anything.
by yourself.
Yeah, and some of the other people at work, they've even given me like pans and pots. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
I've gotten pans, I've gotten pots, I've gotten
Smoking that pot?
Yeah, this one Jewish lady like at work, her name is Afagi, and she gave me she's like, I give you 2 pans, and here you go.
But you have to
and
give them
it's
back.
like these 2 red pans that she gives me. She's just like for you moving out, and she's got she's probably cooked like her Jewish delicacies in these like panda.
We're like dun dun na 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 na. These are amazing eggs.
Yeah, it was awesome,
Eggs are the shit.
And so, at this point, I was blessed enough to have a heater, and I do have air conditioning.
That's good.
But the air conditioning is much more modern than the heater is, and right now, with the
You
weather,
don't need it.
with the weather right now, I need the
heater.
heat and not the air.
Yeah.
And eventually, I will need the air, especially this summer. But I haven't had a chance to use the air conditioner yet. But I had to use the heater, and it's one of those old school. Like we're sitting right next to it.
Okay, yeah.
It's a
the
wall heater.
Yeah.
I have a wall heater, yo. And you actually have to turn the knob on it to get the heat on.
Yeah.
So I had to like light the pilot.
Really?
I had to light a pilot. Yeah.
Wow.
So I had never done it before. So
Do you have to do it every time, or
Huh?
how often do you need to light the pilot?
You only have to light it once for the season. And
Okay,
then you're
okay,
done.
okay.
And then it stays lit. But there's an actual flame under there right now. Like if I pull the top or the bottom off of that heater and you look in it, you'll see a flame.
Stay lit, fam.
And I guess that's how it is with a lot of your gas appliances. There's actually a pilot that's lit.
Right.
Whereas like at first felt weird knowing that there was a flame constantly burning at all times.
That's kind of weird, yeah.
But there is technically a flame with a tiny little bit of gas leakage that is like just
Minimal, yeah.
yeah. And then if you turn it into the on position, yeah, it's gonna like really let it flow like. Whoo. But bro, that shit heats up your house like that. And it heats it up quick because essentially it's an oven. You're turning on an oven on full blast.
Right.
And just letting it, just these grills, if you touch them, you'll have a print on your hand that looks like a grill because you touched your wall heater. It gets so hot.
The Misia grill.
Yeah, you don't want to touch
see
the
my
wall heater,
work?
man. When that thing gets going, you do not want to touch your wall heater because that shit will jack you up, man. You'll fry your hand. But it's just like having an oven on your wall, basically. That's just shooting off these enormous loads of heat.
Dude, the wintertime, having a nice glass of wine, dude,
Yeah.
will set you in the right...
the-
Sangria,
Yeah,
that shit's just sugar, dude.
that's all it is.
That's headache city right there.
Yeah, I haven't actually drank any of it yet, but
Well, if you run out of milk, dude, you can just use that for,
yeah, just
cereal.
use that. Throw down on that Quaker oatmeal cereal there, that cheap cereal, and then there's some cheap meals. I mean, look, you can cook steak every night, and then you could. It all depends on your budget.
Yeah.
Like I always say,
You can eat cup of noodles every night.
I can have a cup of noodles. I could throw down some of that sriracha, that hot sauce, and that stuff will spice up any meal that you have. Let me tell you something. I'm not a Scrooge, but I know how to save money. And I'm one of those people that says anything that you want to buy, anything that you want, you can actually have it. But you just have to budget. You have to have some kind of income, of course. But so I have a budget for myself. And so I'm thinking, okay, I have this XXXX for food. But if I really wanted to go out and buy like blah, 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 like a gun or whatever. Bad example. Let's say I wanted to go out and get like a new car or something like that, and I wanted to be able to afford a new house payment, and I needed to eat cheap for the next couple months.
Yeah.
The other day I had chicken noodle soup, and I threw
It's good
down
for the soul.
on some hot sauce in there. Called it a day,
Yeah.
I got the Netflix in the room, It's not just out here in the living room, one thing I didn't make sure that I got hooked up with, so I put the old TV in the bedroom so I could watch
In your closet.
in the closet. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. You open up the closet and it's like having one of those old school entertainment centers.
It's like, I can show you my
I
closet.
can show you the world. Yeah.
Shining, shimmering
Yeah.
closets.
Everyone, yeah, it's worked out lovely so far. So
Yeah. So your TV's coming out of the closet.
Yeah. So and the funniest thing that I have hooked up to that TV is actually a VCR. I
Nice.
still have a VCR hooked up to it.
I don't even have a VCR in my place.
What does a VCR even stand for? Video cassette recorder?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that was back in the day before the DVR, when you would actually, if you had a show on, you would record it on a tape.
Yeah.
I still have a VCR. I have like old movies like Top Gun,
Yeah.
Jaws 2,
Classics.
Primal Fear, and that one I bought at a thrift store for a dime like a couple months ago, and because I don't care, dude. Like, I'll buy a shirt or a pair of pants from the thrift store. The last pair of jeans I bought, jeans are expensive, dude. Like the last pair I bought.
Let's be honest. All my brother's wardrobe looks like he shops at the thrift store, because every time I see you, you're wearing some busted jean shorts with like that little loop that's on the side. Like, why do those things have loops? What are those?
To be
a
fair,
random
though,
question.
that's because I work a 9 to 5. I have to dress professional all week.
Sure.
So on the weekends when I see you or we're hanging out, I'm gonna dress comfortable as possible. I don't want to wear some shiny pair of shoes. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm over it. By the weekend, it's like, dude, give me a robe. I don't care. I will dress as comfortable as possible.
Hell yeah.
You know, to get out of, you know, like,
Same here, man.
I have like, that was another thing I had to buy when I moved out. I had to get like the press or go get some go get an iron. I got my own ironing board. I got the starch, the faultless starch or whatever like that, so I can.
Why do all ironing boards screech when you open it? Like, you would think they would make them with like screechless. Yeah.
I've never heard that in my life.
Ironing. All of my
A screechless ironing board?
Dude, all my ironing boards just like when I open it.
Yeah,
Yours don't?
What are you ironing with, dude? That's because you iron those skinny jeans, huh?
Dude, I iron my socks, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, the only I'm not ironing ties or anything like that, but
Yeah.
and at
No,
this point, I still don't even wear a tie to work.
I work in sales, so I
Dress
always gotta
shirts and dress
nice.
pants, and you're good. You just tuck it in and throw on like I have like.
If you can
nice
afford
dress
it, take it to the dry cleaner, you know. The great thing about living by yourself is now you don't really need to worry about clothes. You can just walk around like a boss and butt-ass naked.
What am I wearing right now? I'm wearing some like
You're wearing just some
dead end shorts, dude.
sort of volleyball shirt from Target or something.
Beach volleyball
You don't play volleyball.
championship, 2007.
You can finally afford to shop at Target.
That's right.
You could find some pretty
I got
nice
that
stuff
fox
at
leather
like
couch, that faux leather. It's spelled like fox, faux,
Yeah.
F-A-U-X.
that fake ass shit.
And then you know what?
It's pleather.
The guy that actually sold me that couch made a good point. Was if sun is gonna beat on it through the blinds like it has, he goes, you need to have a special chemical for it. So it
Yeah,
just
you
starts
don't want your
cracking.
couch getting ashy.
Yeah, you don't. And it's black. No pun intended. No, I'm just kidding.
Your couch is ashy as shit. Look at them cracks.
Yeah. You don't want to get like that. So
Cracked ass, cracker ass.
you can go on Amazon and just get like a special chemical for it. It's like
You
$20.
don't need that shit right now, dude. You need food in your fridge.
I got food in the fridge. I got that cold pizza. I got bacon. I got eggs. So yeah, I went shopping one time and I haven't actually gone shopping again. But I've lived off the same food ever since I went shopping one time.
Just keep eating that pet base, bro. You'll be running through that toilet paper like
Dude.
no problems.
You're telling me. The one thing that I'm not proud of, I bought these wheat thins, and they were the buffalo flavored wheat thins.
Those are good.
And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those buffalo flavored wheat thins are addicting.
Yeah, I just suck off the other stuff
powder.
and then I
Yeah,
just
there's
give
like
the
a
rest of
powder
it to
on
my
them.
wife. Here,
Yeah,
eat
it's
this.
like a powder that tastes like heaven. And I bought those things, and so I'm getting a little hungry before I go to sleep, dude. I'm laying on my
of the
bed,
berries.
and I'm watching this show. I eat one of them, and I get that taste, that buffalo taste, and I'm like, that's pretty good,
Yeah.
dude. Those things are delicious. I had to throw another one back.
They're addicting.
I throw another one back. I throw another one back. That shit was so good, dude. I was addicted. I killed the whole bag in one night. And then I got up and I got the regular wheat thins, which I bought. And the only reason I even bought
2
the
for
barbecue,
$5.
bro, that's why I'm gaining weight. That's why my New Year's resolution. I need to like get on a diet quick status. But the only reason that I even bought those buffalo flavored ones was because they were 2 for $5.
Nice.
So originally I pick up 2 regular ones. Then I see buffalo ones. I'm like, okay, I'll try one. I'll try another flavor.
Yeah.
I should have got 2 buffalo.
Yeah.
And not even 1 regular because the
Because
buffalo
that
was
just that
so
salt
amazing.
ass flavor doesn't cut it after that.
It was buffalo, and then there was ranch, and then there was regular. And I almost got 2 regular, and opting for 1 barbecue or the buffalo, and then 1 regular. They were both so good.
Dude, if you
And-
don't want to be a complete fat ass, you should try those pop chips. They have a different kind of flavor pop chips.
Yeah, that's
and
well. I'll go down that tunnel another night because I'll eat all of those. So I eat them all. I ate all of those buffalo wheat thins, and then I come in here and I cook up one of those little pan pizzas because I have a bunch of frozen pizza. Because in my opinion, look, you gotta have like these default dinners. If somebody comes over and they're hungry, you just gotta give them something.
Yeah.
You gotta have fillers.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of frozen DiGiorno's and stuff like that in my freezer. Is that what I want to eat all night? No, but in the event,
You don't like cardboard pizza?
Nah. I have real pizza in there. And it's like that's what I.
This tastes like cardboard. Nah, it's
you have it
DiGiorno's.
tonight, but you gotta have something. You just gotta be able to
yeah.
feel like your company's stomach, with
sure.
something. And then of course you have the mac and cheese, the Kraft,
Just
or
staple
whatever,
shit.
Like that. Staples,
P&J, just,
top ramen, whatever, dude. You
Yeah.
have
Sandwich
things like
meat.
that.
Yeah.
Did I get up and eat one of those? No, but I had the Chips Ahoy soft chew. So I get up and I get some Chips Ahoy soft chew.
Fucking-
I bring like a handful of them on a little dish, eat them all, can't stop eating, and then I wake up the next morning just feeling like just a complete fat pig. Like I just completely feel like a waste. And
It's all those carbs, dude.
yeah, that's what it is, dude. It's like
There's no substance. You need
it
like
affects you.
vegetables and like meat and fruits and you should be buying like bananas and like apples and shit.
I have one fruit in there. And it's a banana, but like
It's black.
yeah, it's been in there since I moved here. Since I got that fridge.
It yelled at me when I opened the fridge. It's like, I'm a banana, bitch.
Yeah, let me say though, like I watched a movie like that the other night. I watched Topia Menace.
To society, yeah.
No. Menace to Society was a comedy. It was like a ripoff, making fun of I think Don't Be a Menace.
Okay.
Menace to Society, but Don't Be a Menace was like it's these kids and like growing up in the hood and everything like that, and it's all those same scenes that they make fun of in the movies, like with what Keenan and Kel or whatever the guys from like White Chicks or whatever. But these guys were like the OGs where like it's a legitimate scene where they're robbing a liquor store and they need the money and everything like that. I love those movies. I like when
I know.
people
It's
are
been
like,
a while since I robbed a liquor store.
those kids in conflict, man. I like movies like that. It's like, man, these kids living on the
They're
edge.
struggling.
I like to see the struggle. I want to see it. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about your struggle.
Let me see the white light at the
Tell
end
me,
of the tunnel.
even like American History X, which is like it has like a good message to it.
I feel like those older movies were just made differently. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way we grew up. We grew up watching a lot of TV and just movies, a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like, man, just like a lot of these movies are just, I don't know. They're just like remaking them. It's like, here's the same stupid plot. It's a girl walking into a dark alley and she's like, "Hello? I'm butt naked. I'm gonna take a shower. Is there anybody here?"
I love that movie, bro. Well, what was your favorite movie growing up?
Oh man, I don't think I even have to till today have a favorite movie. There's so many good classics. Like,
do you watch more TV or movies now?
I mean, I don't have cable anymore, so I only have Netflix right now. So I kind of I'm more of a movie guy. I like a good. I'm really into comedy, so I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I also watch funny movies, witty movies. I hate scary movies because who likes being scared?
Dude, why do you get so? What is it with you? That's interesting because back in the day you did like scary movies.
I mean, yeah, there was cool movies like Joyride and like those old scary. Those are fine, but I would.
By the way, I bought Joyride on Blu-ray, and that was
good.
one of the scary movies that I played for one of the.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
No, I don't know, man. Scary movie isn't just something I pop on and be like, dude, let's get freaked out.
One night.
But no, I'd rather watch something that's just gonna make me laugh and maybe something that I could think about and maybe it'll spark an idea for me to write something funny. That's my head thought.
A lot of the scary movies now, though, when we were growing up, is very visual.
I like thrillers. I watched one the other. I watched one.
I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
Okay, I like thrillers, not just like stab them up and shit, but like something like. I watched a movie the other night about a blind lady that was like a writer, and then she like gets attacked but you know she can't see. So you could see dude popping in
Netflix?
through windows. Yeah, you could see dudes like popping up in the window, and it's just like
It's that
there's
white
little
guy?
things. It's just
Wait, that
it's
white
just
guy?
Like, oh shit! Yeah, he's a white guy.
And he's like holding up the knife, and he wants her to suffer.
Yeah,
She can't hear,
she can't hear.
and then like, that neighbor comes over.
Yeah, and he kills the
That
neighbor in
was
front
an
of her. Did you
awesome
see
movie.
that? You know
I
what I'm
saw
talking
it,
about?
yeah.
Okay,
It was
I like
good.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
That
a
just
thriller.
like, oh shit, she's right
Yeah,
there.
so
You know, like
so technically that was a horror film. It was,
Yeah.
it was technically a slasher, but
yeah,
nonetheless, it was more of a thriller.
a thriller.
There's
I like
more to it.
I'll watch a thriller.
Yes, a lot of the movies, however, when we were growing up, were slashers, and a lot of them were these visual
Like the Saws.
Saw. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, I still know
I
what
keep
your ass
knowing
did.
what you did last summer. Yeah.
Those are
Scream,
just like I don't know, man.
it's slasher movies.
Yeah,
Where they're
slashers
gonna
is
slash a girl. They were just bad movies.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like, I don't want to waste my time on this shit. There's nothing
Right.
entertaining about this.
Right.
Therefore,
I like
don't
adventure movies. Like adventure movies are the shit.
like Without a Paddle. Remember that one?
yeah.
It's a
Just
good
like
movie,
funny
man.
movies, like you know.
So if you were gonna be in a movie, and you were gonna play a part, like what would it be? Like what would your dream
Something,
sequence be?
yeah, something just funny, dude. Something that's like I don't know, dude. Comedy is my shit. Like I've watched every single stand-up special on Netflix and YouTube, and like, I mean, I would love to have my own Netflix special on just my comedy. That'd be dope.
I don't.
Since I'm so good looking,
Yeah. Tell us more. I always felt like
story.
if I was gonna be in a movie, like I don't know if I would be what I like.
mm-hmm.
Like I definitely like comedy. I like those weird family comedies, even like Home Alone and like Jingle All the Way. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I have like a weird fascination with like the comedy Christmas movies. But if I was gonna actually be in a film, I think I would end up landing parts that were like some totally disconnected serial killing SOB. Somebody who is like the guy from that movie.
I can see that.
No Country for Old Men. That guy who shows up with like a vacuum cleaner and kills people.
Sorry.
But yeah, so if I was gonna play like a part, that's what I think that it would be.
Okay.
There's a few things in my house right now. Like, okay, so I have a ton of DVDs and I have a ton of Blu-rays, but I'm having trouble finding a spot for one specific category of media that I actually still own. CD tower, people. Who still has a CD tower out there? I have one. I'm looking at the CD tower right now. It's in my kitchen because there's nowhere to put it. It just doesn't fit in with.
I don't think anybody has CD towers anymore, bro.
So I'm seeing the POD satellite album, Hysteria by Def Leppard, the Elvis Christmas album.
I mean, are you trying to work on
Hey
your
There,
collection?
Delilah.
I mean, are you gonna...
Hey There, Delilah by the Plain White Tees,
Oh god, that brings back
Linkin
memories.
Park, The Best of Kiss, the Eagles.
I mean, I'd keep the good ones, man, and maybe put them in a box or something. You know, like somewhere where.
That is like half of them. I have so many albums. Like I would actually never at this point play a CD in my house.
Yeah.
I have the only tangible form of media that I play, other than the tapes that I like to play, like on my tape player. I have a record player here.
Yeah,
Like
I think sick.
before we started recording, when we were playing Call of Duty, we put on Linkin Park on a vinyl record that I have from Jack Heisman. He bought me a Hybrid Theory, which was that first Linkin Park album that came out with I'm About to Break and Paper Cut and In the End and all that. A lot of those old good songs that came out in the early 2000s.
Shout out to Linkin Park, by the way. They were the
Shout
shit.
out, yeah, with two singers, man, Mike Shinoda and Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn.
I always thought Linkin Park's second album was the best. It was the album called Meteora.
Mm-hmm.
An album so nice, I owned it twice. I actually bought the CD at 2 points in my life because I lost the first copy of it.
Mom probably threw that shit away.
No, I lost it. And then I ended up finding the original copy that I paid for.
Oh, okay.
And so now I have 2 copies of Linkin Park. So if anybody out there needs a copy of Linkin Park's Meteora, hit me up. And there's the classic hits such as Numb. And
In the end, all that stuff.
Yeah, no. In the End was on the first one. But also that song, God, it was Breaking the Habit. Cause I'm breaking the habit tonight. So at some point I cut this band off because I did not think that it held up to the original material.
We kind of grew out of it. That kind of
The
style
third
of
album,
music kind of.
It was all the third album was where the cutoff came because it had songs like "Bleed It Out" and "What I've Done," which I'm looking at, came out in 2007. After that song.
Was that in Transformers?
Yeah, it was in the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
When that song came out, that was their peak.
They were good. We were listening to a lot of Blink 182 as well.
Oh yeah, Blink was a big band.
Blink, Sum 41, all those guys, man.
But definitely Blink was like
they're still great, man. They're still doing shows in Crush.
Blink. Okay, so here's the thing about Blink 182. Just like Linkin Park owned nu metal and that whole scene. Like, just like with the pop punk, Blink owned it. You know, yes, there was Sum 41. Yes, there was
all those other random shit.
Yeah. Who were the other guys?
I mean, what year was that?
That was like
what year
late 90s, early 2000s. They started off with "Damn It." Da na 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 na.
Yeah, those are
Reliant K.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit tried to get it on that Linkin Park market.
I mean, Coldplay.
But anyway, they were the best for what they did.
Jimmy Eat World, freaking Good Charlotte, Nickelback, cool. Simple Plan, Blink 182, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Go back to Nickelback though.
Three Doors Down. I mean, there's so many fucking good bands.
Nickelback's an interesting band because they're everyone hates them. Yeah, they had what was their song though? They had that one actually good song. They did have a good song.
Nickelback. Let's see. If I can think of.
This is How You Remind Me.
How You Remind Me, 2001. Yeah. Look at this photograph.
Every time I see it makes me laugh.
Why did
I bought that record.
All
I
90s
right
and
here.
2000s, they all sounded the same.
That was an album called All the Right Reasons. I remember when that came out, and I paid money for it, but
they talked about that on the movie Ted, the stoner teddy bear movie, when they talked about why all those 90s or 2000s songs were always like. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are good music.
I love that.
Man.
I love all that stuff, though, man.
I mean, it's
you thought
great.
that got bagged on?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, to me, are still freaking awesome.
What's their best song?
From Red Hot Chili Peppers? Oh, there's so many, dude. Californication.
From Stadium Arcadium?
I mean, By the Way, Under the Bridge, Can't Stop, Dark Necessities, Danny, California. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it away, give it away.
The Zephyr song, I mean, Round the World. Guys, we would listen to like these bands. We'd buy the CD. We'd go into our room. We were such nerds. We had all the shit that you would have if you were playing a show. We had fog machines, black lights, strobe lights. We would freaking turn Nickelback on or like one of those songs to like max capacity in a room. Freaking turn on the fog machine, and turn on the strobe lights, and we're just like rocking out, man.
Yeah, those were the good days too.
Yeah,
we used to save our money up for this shit.
We worked our dude. We were working since we were really young. I had a lawnmower route when I was super young, like 10 or 12.
We had a lawnmowing route.
I'll cut your grass for $5, dude. These people are probably paying like 30.
But you couldn't. The thing was, you couldn't say no to a 11-year-old or 13.
That lives across the street from you. We lived on a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna cut your grass and I'm gonna charge you $10.
I'm like, this is gonna take me 3 hours, but it's $10. Dude, and I would save all my money.
Paid it, man.
I had my next door neighbor for $5, and then the two neighbors, two neighbors that had connected yards, I would do those for $10 each. And I would edge it, mow it, blow it, and then I had like 2 doors over, and I think that was it.
Like if they didn't pay us that week when they owed us, we'd be going like, "Hey,
you're like, hey, where's my $5, bro?"
Yep.
But that went a long way. So like, I would knock out one, set of things, and then Tilly's was the shit for us. We thought Tilly's, Old Navy, Tilly's. So I would take like $20, and I would go buy a T-shirt, like a Quicksilver T-shirt or like an Independent T-shirt or something. But dude, that would take all my money, man.
Yeah, was what you would spend all your money on clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah, well, back in the day, it wasn't.
Gotta look good.
I feel like.
Shout out to my best friend Jason. Him and I used to buy the same clothes and match.
Yeah, dude. But he got into something too that I don't think you ever got into, which was those visors.
Yeah. Orange visors.
Which actually it became his email address was Visor Boy.
I remember that.
You thought Killer Jaws 2000 was bad. How about Visor Boy like 69?
The only time I had to ever wear a visor was at my first job at 31 Flavors.
Yeah.
I had to wear a little purple gay visor. Dude, that was back when spiky hair was the shit.
It still is the shit. What are you talking?
Dude.
Did that go out? Did that ever go out? When? I forgot.
You spike your hair with labella.
Yeah.
Just freaking put a bunch of hairspray in there and make it all hard, and then I put my visor underneath, put my visor over, and then I would have to go to work. So what I would do was jump on my badass Razor scooter and take that bitch to work. Dude, I felt like a king on that thing.
Bro, it was Razor or Micro or go home.
Yeah.
You had to have those two. Look, if
it was all about the wheels and the bearings, man.
You had to have a scooter. That was everything.
Yeah.
There was yo-yos at one point. It was scooters at another point.
Rollerblades
and tech decks.
Yeah, we didn't have hoverboards.
Yeah, we had tech decks and micros.
Tech decks, those little finger skateboards. You guys remember those little?
You had to learn all the tricks too.
I never knew any of that shit. I was just like, I don't skate.
Yeah, but
my fingers ain't gonna skate either,
dude. You still own a tech deck.
Yeah, I had one. I was like, I could put my two fingers and make it go back and forth. Look, just kick it up, kick it up.
Why were tech decks so big?
It was a fad.
It was a skateboard.
It was a fad, dude. It was like pogs, yo-yos, like shit.
But it wasn't just a fad
out.
though. Like it was something contributed to that because the clothes, which were skateboarding, like the music that was skateboarder music, and the video games like Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah.
That were big. It was this entire skateboard
community. Yeah, definitely.
Everything. It was so big at one point. It was literally. Blink 182 skateboard was considered skateboarder music.
Yeah.
And the game Tony Hawk and Tony Hawk himself.
We had that game.
Yeah. That was our first. We saved like $50 to buy it too. That game was, guys. I can't even.
That game was life
communicate
for us.
To you guys how big of a deal Tony Hawk was when it came out. It was huge. You're thinking, what Tony Hawk? What is that? It's like a name of a guy.
He's a skater.
It's the name of a skateboarder.
Skateboarder, yeah, professional skateboarder.
Who did the first 900 skateboard trick.
Mm-hmm.
Had this video game come out, and his name.
And the 900 is a 2.5 revolution degrees. So
yeah, and he was the first dude to do it. Tony Hawk gets a video game, has every knockoff on the book you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
BMX was actually popular as well, not as much as skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
But the BMX was popular, and we actually ended up. My brother and I, Tommy and I, we got into BMX. We actually had stunt bikes.
Yeah.
And we would go to like Hollywood Sports Park,
like dirt jumps
over in Bellflower.
Yeah.
Hit those the Humpty Humps or whatever they call it.
Yeah, the whole course.
That's
well,
where
the Humpty Humps were like
dirt paths and everything like that. We used to hit those on our. We had what was called a Red Line romp. Red Lines was a brand of bikes, BMX bikes.
It was the sickest shit that Walmart had.
They got them from this shop. Growing up in Bellflower, it's called Bellflower Bicycles. It's still there.
Yeah.
Right there on it's Woodruff Avenue.
Dude, I invested so much freaking money into my bike. I was working and just funding my bike. So I would buy like new grips. I would buy freaking. Dude, that was my transportation for a while.
But think about that. Like our bikes were like that was
life.
That was big, man. Like your bike was like you could really. There was so many parts we used to upgrade on them.
Yeah.
Know? And
you're like, dude, I saw these sick ass new grips.
Pegs.
Dude, freaking. I was buying like gloves.
Yeah.
Just to grip on those
Fox
better.
Gloves.
Oh, dude, I got
off eBay.
Got these sick ass gloves, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, do you remember we used to get Fox magazine and like CCS and all these shit,
CCS.
and then we would take these articles out and freaking tape them to our wall.
Do you remember wax shoes?
Wax.
Or wax on them. Right here, where you can run and wax on the corner.
I never had those. There was like a little bump in there, like a plastic where you could just like grind on your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd run up to a curb and just.
I never had those.
What was that called? Waxing?
I have no idea.
We grew up with some weird stuff, man.
Remember, then they put wheels in the shoes, like Heelys or whatever they were called.
Heelys? Yes.
Yeah.
I remember Heelys.
You heard of those?
Yeah, but it was like one foot was up and one foot was back down, and you'd be like,
just like a retard just cruising around.
That all came out.
Dude, it was a funny shoe too for chicks. It was like sodas. I don't know if you remember those.
I don't remember that.
They're super tall shoes, like almost like a stripper, like platform almost shoe, but they're like white and they're like super tall. And they're called sodas.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that shit.
Sodas,
dude. Look, dude.
Wow. That's a soda?
They're just white, fat, tall, just...
Dude, you know the funniest thing?
So
I gotta like touch on Tony Hawk one more time because it just meant so much to me as a kid. Was I remember that the game, you know, because those were PlayStation discs, it was PS1. They actually couldn't fit. They had 10 songs on the game.
Yeah.
So every time you would start the game, it would play one of 10 songs.
Yeah.
But they couldn't fit the whole song on the game, so it would fade out at the end and then just start the next song. But they would only keep like 1 or 2 minutes of each song, you know. So, but I remember a lot of the songs that we used to download on like Napster were songs I had heard. Like a few of them were the ones that I downloaded were the ones that I heard on Linkin Park, or not on Linkin Park, but on Tony Hawk. And one of the songs I remember that really stuck with me was a song by Goldfinger called Superman.
Yeah.
Like, so here I am doing everything I can. All to what I am, I'm a Superman. Yeah, man.
Who was that by again?
Goldfinger.
Remember the Supertones?
Yeah. That sounded like Supertones, huh?
Kinda, yeah.
That's all ska.
That was ska, man.
That was a big band, even in the Christian scene.
Childhood
when we were growing up in the church.
Yeah, we grew up in the church, so it was like the church.
The church used to have a lot of.
Yeah, they had that little store where like.
The church used to have a lot of money too. Like the Christian churches, at least, used to have a lot more money than they do now, because we used the church we used to go to, which was Calvary Chapel Downey. They used to put on like big concerts every year. Now they don't do that so much. You know, it's a little less common, but we used to go to stuff like that, and we were in Scouts at the time. We used to actually do like the Star Spangled Banner and the Pledge of Allegiance in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Dude, I remember that. We did, I was supposed to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, you said I pledge of allegiance.
I said I pledge of the allegiance.
I pledge of the allegiance.
I pledge of the allegiance to like 10,000 people or something.
Because Dad recorded it off live television.
I was so nervous that I couldn't even think.
I remember.
They're like, you're gonna do the national anthem in front of 10,000 people. Oh yeah, sure. But now I feel like I would go out there and crush.
If you're in front of 1,000 people, the first time, of course you're gonna be nervous. You were a kid, dude.
Yeah.
And you were singing. You were asked to say some mantra from the United States that has been repeated thousands of times. At some point in your life, it's just something that you know like the back of your hand.
Yeah. Like happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
You know? And I was like, I pledge of the allegiance.
Yeah.
And they're like,
man.
I just kept going, yeah.
I'll share something with you. There's something that really threw me off the other day it was division that I had to do longhand, but it was division that was not a whole number. It went into a fraction, and I had to write it out. And I remember, like, dude, I'm so good at math, and to not remember how to do like this by hand was so embarrassing. I was
it's not something you're practicing every day. It's you don't
not
have a math teacher every day.
Yeah,
like,
there's things in life that are so simple you kind of just forget how to do them.
I had a nightmare the other night.
About what?
About going back to school. I hated school.
Really?
Like I hated school. I'm up and through freaking kindergarten to 12th grade. I hated school, but I just never got it. Like I never was like when am I going to use this in life? You know, and I was always that kind of kid that was like just staring out the window like, man, look at those birds over there. They're just chilling.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I had a nightmare the other night, and it was it's so funny. It was I got my schedule for my class. I was back in high school, and I had
periods?
So I had like six periods. I was like, and I had no idea where the room numbers were or where the classes were. And I was just lost, and I had to keep going to the office and be like, "Hey, where's this room? Who's this teacher?" And it was just a freaking nightmare. You know, I went through like high school, pretty like C average student maybe, and I did about a couple courses of college, and that's pretty much it. I got into the sales.
School ain't easy, dude. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do was go back to school.
Yeah.
I went back to school when I was 25, and I finished when I was 28. 2016, I was still in school, even in January, all the way through June.
Yeah.
And even when, like, you guys would come over, like, you would come over with your wife, I was living at home. April, even, in April or March or May, you guys would come over. You'd all be in the living room laughing, having a good time. I would be in my room studying.
Yeah.
That was my life for 2 years. Every time you'd come over.
That sucks.
And for those 2 years, I wasn't even at your house ever.
Right.
You'd be like, hey, I never see you anymore. It was constant, like you. And, like, even a lot of my friends were like, hey, I never see you. I never hang out anymore. What are you doing? It's like, what are you so busy for? Whatever. We never hang out. And it wasn't because they necessarily didn't want to be there. It was just like you weren't thinking about it because you constantly had so much stuff that you had to get done. I hated it.
But I recommend you. I mean,
Long
I
story
commend,
short,
I
I don't
commend you. I commend you though, dude, for actually like finishing school, dude. Like you worked your ass off for your degree, and that's admirable, dude. That's badass. It's gonna carry you, a really long way in life being an ice cream man.
Long story short, I learned a lot. It was.
It's really hard being.
Nothing compares to
going
real
into
life experience, though. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Because
when I got my underwater basket weaving degree, oh man, I have so much sales experience that I just get hired into companies that just based off of my resume.
did you use my pisser, bro?
I did. Freaking drain the main vein, baby. And my brother just still eating like a fat ass.
Getting fat, huh? Can you tell I'm gaining weight?
You are gaining weight.
Do I care?
No.
But I even told some chick the other day, I was like, I'm getting fat. Like, I feel it. She's like, oh, you look good. I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep eating then. Man, it's been such a fun podcast. And
Yeah.
I guess what I wanted to leave tonight with our listeners was I'd love to hear any kind of feedback we can get from you guys. What do you like to hear? What do you want to hear of more? What we did not get to tonight was any of our little shows that we do or songs. We didn't do any straight out of Compton rip-offs or anything like that. It was actually just kind of a straight talk night.
Yeah.
And so do you guys like that kind of stuff, or do you want to hear more of just Tommy and I talking?
Because we're real life brothers.
Yeah.
We freaking get along great. We have a freaking fun. We come from a really funny family. So
Hilarious.
Him and I are able to just sit here and talk for hours and hours and hours. We're like, dude, let's do a podcast. Like we're we're pretty funny people.
This isn't
like,
incredibly hard for us. It's actually
it's
easy
completely
and it's
easy.
fun.
It's super fun.
We enjoy it. Mitchell's signing out now. Tommy, any last words?
Absolutely not. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys really pretty much for listening to the podcast. We really do appreciate it. And like you said, if you guys have any ideas or anything you guys want to hear us talk about, or if you liked anything that we talked about tonight, let us know. Let us know what you think's funny, and and we'll just keep trying to produce really funny content for you.
My fat ass is signing out.
Panda Express is
That's
amazing.
right, like a pancake.
Later, guys.